unrivaled at this stage. And if they can control the 1-5 of Zhao, he's better late game than what he was since the changes to his ultimate, but you're never going to say that he really is a late game carry in that position. Needs to have some influence over the map.
So what blind pick do we get for Caps? It is Swain on his side, unless they want to put the Swain top lane and have the Sion mid, depending on what Rookie gets to play.
How disappointed will you be if Caps plays a full tank Sion mid?
It would not be super hype for the matchup, but this is not about the mid lane hype, it's about winning games for Fnatic and IG.
And there is Syndra for Rookie, so no hyper explosive mid lane matchup, but still will be a lot to watch between these two players. Part of me is disappointed, okay, a lot of me is disappointed actually, I'll say, but again, still a lot to learn from these two players who are very good no matter the class of champion they're playing.
I still think this is a fairly large gauntlet thrown by Fnatic, because this is a comp that says to me, if we can make it past 25 minutes, we have so much zone control, we have so much ability to just turn a team fight on a dive and be able to engage on you. If we can live through the Leona counter pick, the priority that the Syndra is going to draw towards the mid lane and the push, then we have the opportunity to be able to draw out these team fights and win the game.
Well, on IG's side, they have Xayah, and people consider Xayah the best late game AD carry you can have, so it's not like their scaling is bad either. Also with Ornn specifically as that great engage, I actually feel like both compositions, there's a lot of engage on both sides. There's front lines with the two tanks in top lane, and then there's just a ton of damage being packed.
And in general, we talk about both these teams as having so much individual talent setting up for team fights was Fnatic's strength domestically as well, especially moving in towards playoffs. IG maybe known a little bit more for the individual prowess and can get a bit sloppy in those mid to late game situations, but again, given the strength of these comps and these players, even if the game goes later and we get even, it's going to be very fun to watch.
It's very true, and that was kind of one of the big questions for me regarding Fnatic going into Worlds, and especially the matchup against IG, because Fnatic, one of the big reasons they are the best team fighters in Europe is they have the two best carries in Rekkles and Caps. Is that going to be the same on the international stage? Rookie, JackeyLove on the other side, they have to show it.
Let's see if they can get it done here. Both teams looking to remain undefeated in that group with only one game played. And if you didn't hear them before, by the way, they were cheering for EDG. They'll continue cheering here for IG. The Chinese fans in the crowd
sounds like Fnatic.
So loud.
And whilst there are questions for Fnatic, I feel like the teams that qualify to Worlds on points, that second seed, that funny seed that just got here somehow, people didn't even really realize how they ended up here. Invictus Gaming was that from the LPL. This is a team that had a very good record against RNG throughout the regular split. Sure, RNG wasn't necessarily playing Uzi in a lot of those games, which is a lot of the power, and they were taken down in the finals, but they have shown windows of brilliance throughout the whole year of the LPL.
Oh yeah, 18-1 record. Rookie, the MVP in the summer split, won an insane performance in so many of the games. We actually get a move in here from Ning.
Ning actually already getting aggressive. sOAZ did charge up the Q and hit Duke as well. Caps are going to miss that first E.
But as we see on the screen right now, I just mentioned Rookie being the MVP in the LPL. Caps, of course, the MVP in the EULCS, and that's why this mid lane matchup is so hyped up. Both these guys are insane at how they can actually execute mechanically on a lot of champions. Swain is probably not the most flashy pick Caps could go for, but he had to blind pick, and that was kind of the issue. Luckily for Fnatic, they will get a game on red side as well later here in the group stage, but for now it's Rookie with the counter pick. Syndra plus Ignite on his side. See if he can put some pressure on Caps.
And just watching the little things those laners do, we enjoy to study as the game moves on. But for now, Rekkles and Hilly getting aggressive. Baolan's like, yeah, I don't think so. JackeyLove with a good amount of damage onto that Rakan.
That was the most classic Hylissang thing ever. Like, there's actually nothing he can do in that level 1, but he's like, yeah, you know what? Let's see what happens.
Maybe if they don't expect it, it will work.
True. And, he took a lot of damage.
Has some potion, rolls the dice there. Obviously also going to struggle in the shove as Ning just goes buff to buff here to Fisio.
Not the way you might think, however.
And this is a punish I think we'll see more often from single target clear junglers, just because Olaf, and you mentioned it last game, prides his Krog take speed because it is just such the highest experience value on the jungle right now.
Cap with a very nice max range E though, is going to take some trade damage back from Electrocute.
Remember, Caps is not running Ignite, so there's not a lot of kill pressure for him here in the lane. But yeah, this is what we see from a lot of Olaf players. They do just the entire bot side jungle, especially with the Crocs, and Ning knew that. That's why he could invade and secured the blue buff on top side. He's walking past mid lane. He will not be spotted, so they don't 100% know if he's actually sitting with double buffs. Probably expecting it at this point.
In saying that, if Broxah gets access to Ning's top side now, so if off that wave-hitting turret, Caps can now get a push into Rookie. You can already see the Sion pressuring up lane very hard. Then he can take another Krug Raptor camp, which once again, very high experience values, and should catapult Broxah into an experience lead.
I think the funny thing is they're just taking the camps that are best time to take. Although Ning is taking a detour here, looking for the bot side pressure. This is something I've seen many times back in the LPL, and they are going to try and look for the dive here. They want Rekkles TP in from Fnatic, but Rekkles getting low. He's already ignited, and that's first blood easy as you please for IG.
Really nice play from Ning here. Steal the blue buff, then path to bot side and set up a play here with his bottom lane. I think Fnatic had to stay on the turret if they wanted to TP down.
Yeah, Caps got Costa stunned there. The Offline Orb is there. Rookie missed the next Dark Spear, forces the flash, and those minions almost take down Caps, but he stays alive.
Quick feats right there, juking around, saving the flash as well for that last hit. Rookie did not get the kill.
But he is very close. Now, all of a sudden, no teleport in the lane, playing on the back foot. And this is why he doesn't have a teleport. It's actually too much of a split, because as soon as Hylissang is this far back, as he walks back towards the turret, means Rekkles actually has to turn around to collect his support, ends up going down.
It's one of the big problems, again, when you blind pick that Rakan, Leona coming in against it. Early on, you can look for some plays, especially with a strong jungler. And IG are showing us exactly why they're considered the best early game team in China.
And we are going to see more of the early game Kai'Sa build. We're going to see the Stormrazor come out. We've seen so much, actually, of the Ginsu's Rage Blades so far in this tournament. Internationally, Stormrazor started to pop up as a way to answer some of the one-item spikes that can come out, and I think this is a good move, given the fact that Baolan is playing this laning phase well so far.
And just again, double win, as you highlighted before, with Caps TPing down. He had to cancel, but it meant he couldn't use it back to lane, so he effectively just lost a summoner spell against the Ignite on the side of Rookie, and you can see that also in the CS difference here. Not a good start for Fnatic.
Odds that that Dark Seal turns into a Magi's by the end of the game.
Pretty high.
All right, I like it.
Rookie, though, he's going to get collected by Caps' claw, but again, just trading back and forth and chugging some potion charges. Caps is getting a little bit more traction back, but Rookie is an expert at trying to deny here. See if he can extend that CS lead as Ning is back to the scene of his first crime.
And that's when I say, Pastry, whilst we would love to tell the story about the mid laners winning this game, one more gank into this bottom lane, and the mid lane actually might become irrelevant as Ning's going for it.
Oh, flash. Zenith play doesn't quite connect. Hilly tries to tie him up, and Ning just surfs past him back onto Rekkles. They're going to dive here. You have to think as Rekkles getting low. JackeyLove needs one more auto. He does grab it, and Broxah a hair too late to turn it around.
It's all about the bottom lane for Ning right now. The Leona pick to try and set it up, and then you can just flash onto Rekkles, who had to use a defensive flash when the fight started. IG, they do not care about anything else other than just camping the bot lane right now.
And it's a very good calculated camp. You can see that even though that's twice turret though, still even in CS with the Olaf, and actually ahead in experience at this stage, you can see that Broxah just ticks over to that level 5 mark. So Ning is optimizing his path.
Oh my god, JackeyLove! Take a bow!
That was the second classic Hylissang move. He likes to try and interrupt the enemy AD carry from going back, so Rekkles gets a bit of free time in lane. This time around, ends up being way too greedy. This is the first play, by the way, in the bottom lane. Force the flash. Ning knows, okay, he just needs to flash past the CC, and he will get onto Rekkles, land the knock-up. This is great early jungling from Ning, and great setups in the bot lane.
It certainly is, and you can see that Broxah just a little bit too late to that play. I now understand why Vedius didn't want to answer what side of the coin that landed on, because I don't think he got the side of the coin that Hylissang is popping off this game.
Oh boy, JackeyLove. I mean, relatively straightforward as you watch it back, but maximum punish there from the Kai'Sa as JackeyLove jumps on the Rakan and shreds him to pieces.
And now Fnatic's only choice feels like either one Olaf gank, or you have to try and to stop the bleeding. The problem is Ning doesn't need to stop. He can keep doing what he's doing right now. Rookie's winning mid with the counter pick and his Ignite on his side. And down the bot lane, they've done everything they need to do.
The one thing I do like to see teams do when you have a Sion top lane that is getting this push time and time again is just break up the 2v2. You're already losing the 2v2. try and get your bottom lane a good recall, can be off a big wave like this, and then send them top lane. Instead, they're going to just look to dive bot.
All right, let's see how IG deflect this, if they even can. It's 4v2 under the turret. Rekkles not going to get hit by the blade, but JackeyLove, Killer Instinct's out. He's still kiting under the turret. He will get stunned up, but he gets a trade kill in the dive. Baolan now trying to live, but he will also be taken down by Rekkles, grabbing a much-needed double kill.
Very important here that sOAZ, as you highlighted, Spawn, use this advantage to help his team. Oh, they're trying for more.
Ning pops his ult team, is actually going to die under the turret. That was an oopsie, although sOAZ will die as well.
That should be turret now also with the zombie Sion. Fnatic instantly bounced back with a couple of kills, 2 for Rekkles.
Yeah, big brain play there out of sOAZ, because what he did is he actually used that shove to not have to teleport back to lane. You can see right now that Duke used his teleport to get up back into that lane, continue to fight for experience. sOAZ knows, as the Sion, he's never solo carrying this lane, so instead, he uses his advantage to help out the other side of the map.
Well-timed stun there onto Caps for Rookie, who is building a very substantial CS lead right now, but we have this to watch instead. It's presented by Ace Predator.
Man, this play was so important. The game was getting out of hand for Fnatic, but they used the TP from sOAZ. Actually, right back live. Must be a fight mid.
Looks like it. There's a good ult, but Caps is going to try and get a little bit of health back.
Leona's coming
down. Nice W. The slowest go with Baolan with a Hex Flash over the wall. He's going to try and make it happen. He's seen this Hylissang. He's trying to kill him down, but Baolan doesn't have ulti and didn't really pick up the target. Caps, double value claw as Ning dives his way back through. Hylissang again does the Hylissang, but not the one we love to see.
And it's just so close. You can see Rookie at the start of the play. Nothing really going in Fnatic's favor right now. But one more time, IG get the better trade.
And here comes Ning into the jungle, getting aggressive once again. Gets some of the camp, but he's just going to back away. And this game is starting to get pretty high between these two teams.
So many fights already. We know IG wants to keep forcing the plays, and Fnatic, they're trying to match here. I think in the mid lane, it actually looked okay after Rookie ran out of mana. But then, because you had so many other IG members showing up, Duke especially, and Baolan, Hylissang didn't need to chase, but he looked at that low HP target. He saw the kill in his eyes.
Yeah, that's certainly one of those Lee Syndrome-esque moments where everyone else on the team is like, what are you doing? And he's like, don't worry, boys, I got him. Send me in. And I think this very scary thing to look at right now is the fact that Global Gold heavily in favor of Fnatic. They took down that first turret. However, when you look at where the gold's starting to pile up, 30 CS lead mid lane.
Yeah.
3 kills as well as 20 CS for JackeyLove right now. And they're ahead in gold. There is just so much more. There's actually not. Where is it located?
I mean, 700 gold right now on the Syndra.
Yeah.
And that is basically, oh, that's a large part of the gold lead, at least.
I think still, though, again, you don't really expect Xayah to be this even with your opponent in this kind of matchup. So IG happy to take, again, the late game carry that we've talked about all worlds long and will continue to do so when she gets through in draft. JackeyLove has to be happy in this situation because they're playing with pressure in a lane where they probably didn't expect to get it.
And you can see time and time again that Ning is still just marching towards this duo lane, understands that his win condition right now is to continue the good laning phase that they have been able to achieve. Interested to see if they actually start this objective because we've seen it go poorly if you don't have the right resources spent around it, I think is a nice way to put it.
Well, there's no summoners on Caps, so Rookie is in full control of mid. That means you could start Rift Held and Rookie can always move in first. Caps can't really face take anything, he might just get destroyed. He's trying his best to dodge around all the damage from Rookie, but he's still constantly forced to sit at his turret and just farm.
And that means that Rookie will go topside here and try and help out Ning in a potential 4-man dive. Duke, perhaps overextended here in the bot side of the map. There's the Sion ulti going to charge up. Duke with the flash, but he's going to try and bend around the first bit of play. But Broxah, surprising in the brush, is going to grab the kill.
sOAZ baited that one. He was recalling right in front of Duke, being like, yeah, nothing's going to happen. Then Broxah runs in mid.
Combo and Hylissang, Rookie with the flash, going to have to bend and try and get away. A wonderful double scatter the week. We'll stop that gank in mid side, and IG are here rallying. Fnatic might be too far forward. Here comes Baolan, ready for the solo play. Doesn't quite grab it, but Cap, he went too far forward. There's a W from JackeyLove. Killer Instinct is going to charge in and pick off Fnatic's mid laner.
And you can see that Fnatic know they need to make the play, but this time they go a little bit too far forward. See whether IG continue.
Don't do it to me again, Hylissang. IG looking to take the mid outer tower. Fnatic looking to defend. Pull back on the feathers, roots up 2. IG will have to wait another wave.
It's kind of been the story in the mid lane, though. Whenever they've tried to kill Rookie, they end up overextending. First play was Hylissang, second one was Caps. He wanted to try and land the root of Rookie. He was safe under that turret, and then suddenly the Swain is left without flash, all alone in the front line.
And I think when people have asked, you know, what has changed in the LPL? Like, why is the LPL so much more successful this year than years previous? You look at plays like that, where it looks like that should have been a kill, but the team is already moving down the river as this engage comes. They are so much more proactive on the map.
Yeah, the fact that Rookie gets this double knockback is so huge. Means there's no more follow-up damage. And here, Cap needs to respect, of course, that he doesn't know what's happening in the river. He walks forward thinking there are 4 players of Fnatic's side, but that was not a good play. And he just got punished for it.
And one more time, gold going over onto the member that you do not want it to go over. If you are the Fnatic lineup right now, JackeyLove still maintaining that 20 CS advantage, but now, you know, with an extra kill, is starting to pick it up. And interesting move out of Fnatic. I actually like when teams do this against Syndra. Get your first item, put her in a side lane, make her deal with the longer portion of the map, and try and punish the fact that Rookie just had to burn flash.
Also Siege here in mid lane as dual lanes find themselves trying to protect these outer turrets as best they can. But again, lots of map movement here. There's been plenty of action so far in this game, and still only 1,000 gold ahead for IG, still waiting to try and take down some of these turrets. I mean, we've talked about some of the mishaps here and there, but the gold is still very close between the two sides.
So looking at a Rift Herald here for IG, they know they have the advantage top side. sOAZ does have TP, but so does Duke on his side, and Fnatic, they're moving in, but they don't have cooldowns.
Xayah finds one solo play. He's going to follow up, and that's Hylissang still going to die despite dashing out of the way. Broxah also the next target lined up as JackeyLove is unrelenting in these aggressive ultimates.
Corrupting Potion OP there. I actually think it was a Corrupting Potion tick that picked up the kill on the back end of it for Rookie. You can see that they still just maintain priority over the objective, not trying... They're actually trying to bait them in for another fight here.
sOAZ on its way. He can ult towards them. Caps can get in there.
Could be tough here. Duke ready with the TP and the ultimate needs to actually join the area in order to be effective. Fnatic maybe thinking they can't really poke their way in. They'll give Ning the Herald and they'll just back away.
But it's very interesting to see in this game how IG, they're ready to take every single fight against Fnatic. And in Fnatic's mind, the answer is we need to fight back. They try and go in here to stop a Rift Herald with 2 members only. Very squishy. Rakan was 0-4. And they just get punished because their turn is so quick on the side of IG. Fnatic are trying to play the LPL style against IG, and that's not exactly where Fnatic will be stronger.
And I think that the impressive thing is that IG has set up the objective. You see, they had vision over that wall. As soon as they funneled into the choke point, Baolan knew where they were going to come from, and there was an obvious call of we are turning before we prioritize the objective. Whilst the Rift Herald is nice, being able to snowball the game through a couple of kills onto our primary carries is what we are currently looking to do to accelerate the pace of this game.
Now we have Luden's Echo, Magic Pen boots on Rookies. Probably going to get Oblivion Orb as well very soon, and then you can just one-shot the Fnatic backline. The Syndra is very, very formed. And then you have JackeyLove next to you with 4 kills, 3 assists on a Kai'Sa.
He's not so far away from the Rage Blade at this point. And it looks like there is a Drake to take as well. Fnatic have started the Cloud already. Kind of lining themselves up for this. Duke with the Ornn ulti. Rekkles does get the Drake, but IG have already started a pretty decent fight. Broxah will Ragnarok and walk away, and IG actually don't find follow-up.
And that's a nice Drake take. However, they've lost priority of the mid lane wave, and now all of a sudden JackeyLove can go towards it, start pushing. You see, they lead the support and tank members in the jungle to try and corral them away from being able to get back in. This could be a turret for a dragon, which is in IG's favor.
Got Rift Herald as well, so maybe make it 2 as IG will move their jungle back around. Mid turret pretty low here. Rookie with a good double stun. Maybe looking on to Caps as Caps did find a double pullback. Rookie is low. He's going to take that last tower shot, but will live as a turret. Goes down to JackeyLove. Hylissang, no, he's trying to find someone as Rookie. Does not grab that stun. He dives in, he gets the kill with his Ignite, but he is going to pay for it with his life. Baolan, though, caught up to the other side as Fnatic finally pick up a favorable trade.
Yeah, they got 2 kills right there. Rookie took so much damage from the turret, and he couldn't do anything but stand there. He was CC'd at first, knocked up, then rooted right after. He was instantly out of the fight. And Fnatic, they do get 2 kills, but they still lost the mid lane turret. And now Ning will try and 1v1 top.
Can he do it, though? This is a risky play.
There's
no
no ult
ultimate
on Caps.
available.
Maybe it's going to take some CS instead, not diving straight onto Caps just yet. And Broxah coming up top side probably means Ning is just doing a bit of babysitting.
Potentially wanted to just go up there and nurse the way away from the turret, make sure it didn't crash in time. Actually, he just takes the farm. Like to see that in a jungler.
All right, so Rookie gets the aggro from the turret with the knockback, and then he gets rooted into a knockup from sOAZ. So that's why he's so low. Caps was in the stopwatch, so he couldn't actually die right there. And Hylissang, he tried this a few times. This time he gets onto the backline and trades his own life for Rookies.
And the crucial thing about Hylissang's play is, yes, it's great that he grabs the kill. He did give his life away immediately to reset that shutdown bonus. However, he got multiple flashes there, able to pick up Jukes, able to pick up... Actually, didn't get Rookies on the back end. I thought he burnt the flash, so that is an area now, not even really, because it's just Jukes that you could have potentially looked to tackle. I think that this unrelenting pressure from IG does need to talk about. They're grouping up as a four-man unit much more often than I think people are expecting to see. They've done it bottom lane a couple of times. Now they're just rotating around JackeyLove and Baolan, continuing this pressure. Yeah, we know when they're not playing the Shy, it's a lot less about the 1-3-1. Hilly is alive.
Rookie almost picks up the kill over the wall, but not quite enough to grab it.
Did he use the scatter?
I don't.
There? Doesn't look like it.
Hylissang has a bit of MR on his side as well. Rookie ends up not getting the kill, but IG got another turret top lane. They are ahead in this game. They've been winning most of these fights, but Fnatic are trying their best to hold on.
Still, again, only 2,000 gold up for IG, which is nice, but again, not a massive gold lead. JackeyLove, though, been a little accelerated as Ning is going to dive in onto the Sion and force sOAZ to burn the ulti.
And the important thing is that whilst they're a couple of thousand gold down, they do have easy ways to start up fights, to generate picks. So if they do regain control of a portion of the map, if they get somewhere first, they can generate an advantage for themselves. And I think that's why IG is sticking to this group up death ball kind of composition.
Yeah, again, it's what we mentioned just briefly before here. When you play Duke, he's on a tank, you want a team fight. Like, that is the way you're going to play out this game. Xayah is not a split pusher, Syndra is not a split pusher, so it is going to be just team fights. Fnatic, it's basically team fights on their side as well. When they're behind, they're not allowed to put Swain in a side lane for too long. So it's going to be 5-on-5s against each other. Extremely action-packed game so far, but it's still IG in the lead. They're looking for something in the jungle.
Rifthold also still applying pressure in the bot lane, but maybe Fnatic have found a pick here. Here comes the Ornn. Ning dives straight into the backside. Baolan picks up Hilly, and Caps is now going to have to run for the hills. JackeyLove, though, instantly going to dive in and try and snipe down this mid laner.
And the team fight just looks so easy for IG. When you face check the vision, when you don't have complete eyes on where everyone is, they just have control of when the fight starts, and JackeyLove is so accelerated.
They're going towards Baron right now. They still got Rifthold pushing in the bottom lane. 3 Fnatic members alive. Hylissang spawns in a few seconds, but Baron's gonna get started 21 minutes in.
Don't often have Rage Blade for the Kai'Sa this early, so IG think they can burn it down pretty quickly.
And Baolan is enough turn that they can keep Duke on the Baron. So this is a very safe objective. In they go.
So it's finds the base deck, a massive amount of damage there. Rookie forced the flash out of the way, but they will get the pickup. JackeyLove picks up another kill, but it's pretty chaotic here around the pit. The carry's not that healthy. Rekkles in mid, actually pushing in, did take a turret.
sOAZ the one-man army right now for Fnatic. What a game from him. He stops the Baron, smacks headfirst into JackeyLove. All of IG ends up recalling. They lose the mid lane turret. And that's the crazy thing about this game. It feels like IG are winning the fights. They're ahead in the place. But Fnatic find these random ways to hold on.
And all of it is through their top laner. You think about how the bottom lane was getting crushed. sOAZ uses his advantage, teleports bottom side, gets 2 kills, picks up the turret. Well, this time, it looks like the Baron is lost. 3,000 health, gets both carries, and changes the course of the game.
Oh my god, Baron then helps him out a little bit in the end. Also, with the passive of Sion, IG know they can't stay around because Sion can just kill one of the squishies right there. Before this Baron player, it was IG invading S5, and at this point, Fnatic should know they're running S5. And yet they engaged head-on to them without proper vision, and that was why they lost the last fight here. So Fnatic needs to slow down a little bit on the aggression, but at the same time, they are somewhat keeping up.
Yeah, they're still within touching distance, and sOAZ is 100% KP on a top lane Sion when 2 early ganks went towards bottom lane. That is so impressive for him to stay relevant.
But still, 6 kills on this Kai'Sa. IG have all the tools to win this game. They get the first Drake. It's not going to be a big Elder Drake kind of game just yet. and they can go back to playing around Baron and look to force a fight, or doing what they did before, 5-man group towards the enemy jungle.
Death Brush.
The classic here is Baolan pulled back in. It's going to go down! Flinch for a little while longer, but Caps finally collects it.
This time it's actually Fnatic.
Oh, here we go! sOAZ! Good shot off, but Jackie QSS flashes out. They still get the next kill. Rookie's actually dead. JackeyLove needs to play amazing to save this fight, but I think Fnatic have more than enough. Ning, he wanted to pick up Hilly. He does flash out over the wall, and JackeyLove commits the heal to save his jungler.
Oh, sOAZ once more. This time, it was Fnatic waiting in the brush. IG ends up face-checking with Baolan, and then right after the re-engage, sOAZ flashing over the wall.
And this time it is IG that need a miracle play, because off the back end of that, Fnatic are going to go towards the Baron.
It's still early. Baolan is alive. He's on his way. Ning is here. We'll get some HP at the red buff. Duke, no ult in his side, but Fnatic, they're going to drop low in here.
JackeyLove might kill everyone here. Duke is going to start it off with the front line. JackeyLove going to supercharge her in. Fnatic are just trying to get the Baron, but what is it going to cost them? Baolan into the backside of the map. sOAZ already dead in the front side. Is that zombie Sion? And that's 2 kills for JackeyLove. Going to keep stacking them up as Fnatic are trying to finish it up. But Ning, he gets the Baron. JackeyLove, he's grabbed the triple kill. It's going to be a penta. JackeyLove, oh my God, rookie. How dare you? How dare you steal the penta?
Well, he got a quadra at least. They get the Baron as well. This game, back and forth 24/7. Fnatic win a fight. They go Baron. It was greedy, and they got punished.
Yeah, it certainly did, and JackeyLove, the carry that did not go down, was instrumental in that fight. IG can now look to push in, break the base, and what was an even game, gonna be about a 7,000, 8,000 gold lead.
Not particularly even right now. This inhibitor will be forfeit for Fnatic, and they're greed around the Baron pit. IG gonna go back, spend their gold, and try and finish off this game.
But it's such a fast game. It's chaos everywhere. It's just non-stop aggressive plays. Objective calls, invades into the jungle. Both teams, they only have one thing in their head, and that's just forward, forward, forward.
I think when people saw this lineup, this is what they were hoping for, just non-stop action. And you can see how much damage JackeyLove is able to pump out, but the fact that his front line just maintains their positioning on the map, as you said, so early in this game, Rookie already rotating across. This was a risky play.
Exactly, because the support, Baolan, while he died first, he was alive. He's in this fight from the get-go. It was not a 5 versus 3. Do not get to see Rookie steal Penta in the end. Broxah knows he could have tried to get that Baron, but the call itself was too risky.
A tough smite under pressure that just barely missed by Broxah. But IG have a lot to celebrate for as they picked up the maximum from that play, despite the early pickup from Fnatic. And again, they'll try and play around this brush and do what they can, but this pressure is a little too much from IG.
And this is a massive gold advantage, but I do want to track how IG close out this game, because we've seen it being played at such a high tempo. You would like them to maybe slow it down a little bit, try and work around the map, but it looks like the aim of the game is just to group up and go as 5.
I mean, you've been fighting for 26 minutes. Why stop now? Look for another one.
And again, under the turret, Caps low from Rookie's ulti. sOAZ takes some chip in the front, but not too bad. Oh, good double stun, but no follow-up available.
And Syndra at this stage of the game is just so hard to deal with. Everywhere you go is going to be a threat. No ultimate for a couple of minutes. They just gotta fight anyway.
Yep. There's, look, they find Caps. They're just gonna zone them off the turret and take it down. Still Supers pushing in the midsection. They have Baron for a minute still as they try and finish off the game.
They're so much stronger right now. JackeyLove is insanely fed. Looking for these Nexus turrets. They got super minions mid.
Maybe this time the Penta will not be stolen as sOAZ cruises into the front side and ties up Baolan. But he goes back in. They're just going to clean them up here, Caps. He does get a kill, but sOAZ is dead. Ning already picked up the first one. 4v4, sOAZ comes back around, finally dies in zombie form, but Duke, a massive knock up there on JackeyLove. He's going to surf in and finish everything off. A good feather storm there for Rekkles, but it's just not enough as Invictus Gaming stay undefeated and take down Fnatic.
And this was the most standard, most classic IG game ever. Non-stop fighting everywhere. Never stop going forward. And sure, there are times where it's a little bit too aggressive, but you know if you keep forcing fights, you're gonna win most of them.
And maybe just a brief glimpse into that legendary JackeyLove solo queue Prodigy 80 carry that we've heard so much about over the years. Finishes 11-1-8 for his team. Whilst we built up the mid lane matchup, the jungle went heavily in IG's favor, and that 80 carry position looked very clean.
Yeah, I really like the game plan with Ning plus the Leona. Combine the two for early ganks against Rekkles and Hylissang. Super, super effective. But it's also the kind of game where if you are Fnatic, at least when I talked to them or saw what they said